I get it, you're standing at the edge of a big decision, staring at a price tag that could feel like a gamble. You've probably spent a few evenings scrolling through endless forums, watching videos of cyclists sweating through virtual hills, and wondering if any of those machines will actually translate into real progress for you. The fear of dropping hard-earned cash on a bike that ends up collecting dust is real, especially when the indoor trainer market is saturated with glossy promises and confusing jargon. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm here to break down whether the Wahoo KICKR Bike Pro is the one that lives up to its hype for your specific situation. First off, the KICKR Bike Pro isn't just another spin bike, it's the third-generation evolution of Wahoo's indoor training platform, built around the idea that the feel of the road should be as authentic as possible, even when you're locked inside. That ride feel claim isn't a marketing fluff, it's the result of a flywheel and resistance system that mimics the inertia you'd get from a real road bike. In my own setup, that translates to a smooth transition when you spin out of a sprint or when you're cruising at a steady tempo. The bike responds instantly, which matters when you're following a structured workout on Zwift or TrainerRoad. You're not waiting for lag to catch up, you're just riding. Now, let's talk about the practical side of getting this thing onto your floor. The package arrives as a fairly compact box, but you'll need a clear space about 10 feet wide and 6 feet deep to accommodate the bike's footprint and the swing of the pedals. Assembly is fairly straightforward if you've ever put together a stationary bike. Most users report that the included instruction manual, paired with an online video walkthrough, gets you from box to ride in roughly 30 minutes. The biggest hidden trade-off here is the weight. The frame and flywheel together tip the scales at over 120 pounds, which makes it rock solid during intense intervals, but it also means you'll need a solid floor and possibly a helper if you ever need to move it. It's not a piece of equipment you'll casually roll around your living room. Connectivity is where the KICKR Bike Pro really shines. Out of the box it supports Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and ANT+, and the pairing process is surprisingly seamless. I connected it to my home Wi-Fi, logged into Zwift, and within seconds the bike was streaming data to the app. The intuitive control system means you can adjust resistance, change the simulated grade, or switch workouts using the built-in LCD display without reaching for your phone. For a rider who likes to stay immersed in the virtual world, that reduces the friction of constantly juggling devices. Who should consider buying this bike? If you're a serious cyclist who already spends time on structured training platforms and you're looking for an indoor experience that feels as close to a real road ride as possible, the KICKR Bike Pro is a strong contender. It's also a solid match for triathletes who need to log high-power sessions while the weather keeps them indoors, because the bike can handle power outputs well beyond the average amateur's maximum. The 4.0 star rating from over 400 reviewers suggests that most owners are satisfied with the core experience, especially the realistic resistance curve and the smooth integration with software. On the other hand, if you're a casual rider who just wants to stay active a few times a week, you might be overpaying. The high-end specs like the maximum power output capability and the premium flywheel design are designed to push elite performance. For someone who's content with a basic indoor bike that gets the heart rate up, a less expensive smart trainer or even a traditional spin bike could deliver the same cardio benefit without the hefty price tag and space demands. Let's dig into some day-to-day strengths that matter beyond the headline specs. The bike's power measurement is calibrated to within a few watts, which is critical when you're trying to hit precise zones during interval training. In my experience, when I set a 250-watt threshold for a 20-minute tempo, the display stayed within a 5-watt margin, giving me confidence that my effort translates accurately to the numbers the training app expects. This kind of precision is something you don't get from many entry-level trainers that rely on indirect calculations. Another practical advantage is the low noise level. The magnetic resistance system, paired with the solid frame, keeps the sound down to a background hum even during a hard sprint. That makes it feasible to train in an apartment or a shared living space without disturbing roommates or neighbors. The bike also includes a built-in power meter that syncs with popular cycling apps, eliminating the need for a separate sensor on your road bike. Of course, there are trade-offs to weigh. The biggest gripe from the community, even if not explicitly detailed in the reviews, revolves around the price. It sits in the premium bracket, which can be a barrier.